Hello everyone, and this is my review for WWE NXT on September 23rd, 2015, and they started out the show with Carmella going up against Eva Marie, and I'm actually going to give them props to this one. I'm going to give the people who work with NXT props on this one. They played up the aspect of and try to work around the whole botch with Eva Marie about 3 weeks ago, where she missed her kick-out cue and the ref had to stop the count, preventing her from losing. And they played it up as a whole little controversy and everything like that. And I liked what they did there, even with Eva Marie saying something and everything like that. And they played it up as like, oh, she really did kick out this or that. But also how Corey Graves played it up as well. Now, as for her match with Carmella, I can see where Eva Marie's getting better. She can at least execute moves decently. The problem that I see right now with her is that, yes, she is still too stiff in the ring. Her movement does not feel fluid in any way. And her matches aren't really necessarily telling a story. Also, if she's going to be doing trash talking like a heel, come up with more than one line. I know she was playing off of the how you doing thing with Carmella, Enzo, and Big Cass there, but that was the only line she gave through the entire match, and it kind of got old really quick. So, you know, she's obviously supposed to be playing a heel in some way, shape, or form, and so it's an aspect of like, I guess you kind of expect more from a heel in the terms of how they trash talk somebody. It's like, oh, they came up with this line. Oh, now they're saying something completely different. This. So, I mean, obviously we'll hopefully see something better from her down the road. I like the way they played off in this match. I even liked how they made it look as a very controversial stoppage of the pinfall attempt that Carmella had, but it was really just her foot on, Eva Marie's foot on the rope later on in the match. I liked where they were playing off of that, and then how they played off kind of, she got this sketchy type of win via count out, or lucky type of win via count out after Carmella hit herself on the steel rampway. So they have something they can play off of. I would like to see her movement in the ring get a little bit more fluid, a little bit more more relaxed. It just seems like a very stiff moving, like almost, I won't say like a cardboard cutout movement, but like it just feels none of her moves kind of flow together in any way, and she kind of just walks into everything instead of like not rushing, but running and putting great emphasis behind everything. It doesn't feel like that's what you're seeing in any of her matches. Her execution of moves aren't that bad, but otherwise she's not performing. I wouldn't say she's performing at a very high level yet. And that's probably also because she's still relatively, even though she's been with the company for a few years, she's still just kind of learning everything in the terms of in-ring. Because those first couple of years, like, oh, she's just kind of with Total Divas and other personal things I think that they went through in her life with Total Divas on there kind of happened during that time frame. So we'll see if she could, has any more improvement in any way, whether it be through character or through moveset or anything like that, or how her in-ring work actually happens over the next couple weeks. So we'll see where they go with that. Up next, they had Tyler Breeze versus Bull Dempsey, and you know, this was a pretty good match. I enjoyed this match between Tyler Breeze and Bull Dempsey. Bull was showing some stuff that he, showing some more athletic type of things for a big man in the ring this week. You know, Tyler Breeze has always been pretty good with everything. I do like the aspect here that Tyler Breeze is going over. I think they are trying to build him towards something. I'm not quite sure what. But we'll see what they decide to go with. I think they're going to end this feud rather quickly because it looks like with the next NXT Takeover special, Tyler Breeze is going to be going up against Apollo Crews, and we'll see where they go with that and building a type of match between the two of them going into NXT Takeover, because it looks like that's where they're going to go with everything here. Because they have announced that match. So we'll see how they decide to build a feud between the two of them. You kind of got a quick backstage promo from them where Apollo Crews was kind of just playing around with Tyler Breeze with little jokes and everything like that. Not too thrilled with that one, but we'll see where they go. We'll see where they go with everything there. Also, they had... Also, they had a promo and a whole little, I won't say celebration, but they had a contract signing in the ring for Kanya, the Japanese female star. Now she's going to go by the name Asuka inside of the WWE and everything. And you kind of got a quick promo from her. Her English, not too bad. Not too bad. Not perfect by any stretch, and you can't expect that from somebody who comes from a completely different country that just fully know English right off the bat in any way, shape, or form. So I did kind of like her quick promo. Like, you kind of got the whole excitement from her and everything like that, which brought out Dana Brooke and Emma. And I liked how they, in the end, I was kind of weirded out how they were doing this, because they usually try to bring in the new people in extremely strong. So what were they going to do here? But it seemed like they were going a route of that Dana Brooke and Emma kind of got the best of her right off the bat by just kind of running her down verbally. And it's like Asuka's just walking away and everything like that. And nothing really kind of gave a strong appeal until she gets up to the top of the rampway and you just see her smile in some way, shape, or form. And it was that smile. I was like, oh, you think you got me, but you don't know anything yet, type of one of those type of smiles in there. And that actually spoke a lot more than just her taking the advantage against Emma and Dana Brooke right off the bat in the terms of a physical area. So we'll see where they go with that. That's obviously going to be the initial feud with Asuka down the road here. So we'll see where they go with it. And I can find this one actually to be very interesting to start off with, going somewhere down the road with Asuka and Dana Brooke and Emma, or whoever they have her work with first. It'll be one of those two, and we'll see how that feud goes off, and we'll see where they go with that as well. Up next, they talked about the other matches in the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic, that tag team tournament that's been going on. They showed off a couple more matches that happened at the house shows with the Von Bellens losing and everything, and just going through more of the second round match and everything like that. And then, of course, announcing the other second round matches as well, with Finn Balor going up against Enzo and Cass, and Gable and Jason Jordan having their next match with, I believe it's Dawson and Wilder as well. Or did that? No, that they already advanced. I forget who they're going up against now. It slipped my mind at this moment. I could look that up, but I'll look that up a little bit later, and we can talk about those matches a little bit later on. But you got matches with them cutting the promos, going into their next matches and everything. It's the Hype Bros. It's Mojo Rawley and Zack Ryder. So you got promos from all four teams with Mojo Rawley, Zack Ryder, Jason Jordan, and Chris Gable, and Finn Balor, and Samoa Joe, and also Enzo and Cass. You got some decent promos from all of them talking up their matches and their opponents as well. So they're going to obviously be doing those in the very near future. I think next week's NXT is going to have Enzo and Cass versus Finn Balor and Samoa Joe. And then I guess they might tape another the other one with the Hype Bros and Jason Jordan and Chris Gable. So we'll see where they go with that, and how they create the semifinals going into the next NXT special. So up next was the main event of the night, which was the Von Villains defending their tag team titles against Blake and Murphy. I almost said Wesley and Blake again, which was a mistake I made a long time ago. But Blake and Murphy for the tag team titles, and I'm kind of glad they got the whole aspect of Alexa Bliss out of the way initially, especially the whole area that they had done with her in blue pants back at the last NXT special. They did, instead of doing it at the end of the match, they did it right at the beginning of the match, having blue pants come out and neutralize Alexa Bliss and getting them away from ringside, which led to a really good match. And I mean, they probably would have had a really good match with Blake and Murphy and the Von Villains, regardless of where they went with it. But this was a really good match between them. A good way of putting over the Von Villains as an establishment of their championship run, and see where they go with everything down in the very near future. This was a really good main event match. I liked where they went with it. And they played off of everything that they had at the last NXT TakeOver, which, you know, you have blue pants interfering in the half of Von Villains. You also, you know, getting rid of Alexa Bliss in there, and just kind of neutralizing that aspect. So they're playing off of the aspect of Alexa Bliss is still kind of the main, like the secret weapon of Blake and Murphy at this point. And if she gets neutralized, maybe they lose, maybe they win. Well, you don't know what ends up happening in the end there. So overall, NXT this week was actually a really good show. I found this to be a thoroughly enjoyable hour. Very easy to watch hour of wrestling with NXT this week. So we'll see where they go with everything going into the next NXT. There's obviously still setting up the semifinals for the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic, which will have everything going in there. They'll probably do a little bit more building up the Sasha Banks Bayley Iron Woman Iron Man style match going into that special as well. So we'll see where they go with everything. And that is my review this week for WWE NXT, and I thank you guys for watching.